All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening with another message. And this message, I don't know where I'm gonna post it, what day, what hour. But I want to bring this message through before I go to my other videos to upload them. Okay, I want to stop right here and now. I want to just rest right here because I don't like what just took place. I was doing this video and everything just shut off from my laptop for some reason or another, and that's what made me turn it back up. And I got to fulfill this message here. This message is talking about something that the Father want me to put out there. Now, let me explain something to you. This is going to benefit individual that is spirit and truth with the light. Why is it going to benefit? Because they are out here trying to labor and do the work of Yah in a way they're going to and fro, doing exactly that. They can't seem to find their way because there's no place of comfort. That's why he said, don't teach these people no comfort. There are those that's in the light, that's holding spirit and truth, that's going to and fro in this world, looking for the comfort of spirit and truth and the light. While those that ain't looking for nothing but a comfort of their flesh, don't go on here giving them what they desire, and that's comfort for their flesh. This message is going to shoot you out of your comfort zone. Okay, I wasn't planning on speaking about this. I got caught in this. I decided to speak on the riches of Yah. The riches of Yah. Okay, so I went in to search the riches of Yah, and I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, oh shoot, 15, 16, 17 verses that steer me into the order of what I'm about to talk about. And I want to say that I was on here earlier, not earlier, less than a few minutes ago, and my whole computer shut off. And I had never experienced it to do something like that. And I was like, what was that for? You know what I did? Make sure I get this message out. Now, this message is going to hit you where you least expect, but it's okay. Because where we're at now, it's not about making people feel comfortable. It's about speaking spirit and truth and bringing light to what? The lies. Bringing light out of what? Darkness. And this message is not for Sister Deborah to gain or no one else to gain. And it's not about someone losing. It's going back to what the Father said. I need you to bring the light out of darkness. And my idea was trying to get light in those that are the richest of the kingdom that's on the earth. But I found myself somewhere else that I wasn't planning on entering their end. And I'm going to fall through with it because when I started the video, it shut off for no reason at all. So I'm going to complete this here message. I am going to complete this. And this message, I'm going to title it after I'm done, because then I have the feel in my spirit exactly what is being said here. And I want to first start with Philippians chapter 4 and verse 19. In the book of Philippians chapter 4 and verse 19, I'm going to press forward with this message because, like he said the other day, don't think that you're here to give people comfort. Because as long as you're giving them comfort, many going to stay there because they're going to think that it's all about them giving comfort for their flesh. But the moment you speak spirit and truth and the light, Deborah, you're going to see how things turn out. You're going to see how things quickly move away, which is a good thing, which is you would rather be among the righteous, those that are the hidden in the secret place of Yah, those that are the spiritual seed, those that are the spiritual servant. than to be among the brick walls and the darkness that hides in light. How do they hide in light? There is so much darkness to where it covers the light, where the light can't be seen. You see, and this is the reason why a lot of people would come, and they know that they darkness, but they would come to cover the light. And they believe in the light because now they around the light because they think that no one can see the light. Me, myself, if y'all were to give me one subscriber, I'll be still speaking the way I'm speaking. One subscriber. I don't care. That's just where I'm at in the spirit realm because I'm learning as time go on. Things ain't as pretty as it appears. So let's go into Philippians chapter 4 and verse 19. Let's go there first. It says, but my Yah shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by the power Yeshua. You see? It's actually right here telling me this is where I wanted to teach from this level here. You see, this is showing you that this was my intent, was to speak on this level. But as the Spirit began to lead me, he took me to a different level and I start to question everything he was revealing. Because I was like, this is real. Yeah, it needs to be deep. It's bringing some light out of the darkness of the reality of people. Okay, so here in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 19, it says, but my Yah shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by Hamashiach Yeshua. So he's showing you that he will supply your needs according to his riches. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's what my message was supposed to be about. But I end up with, and then I wrote all these verses after that. And I'm like, saying, what verse? But all the verses come into oneness. As if it steered away from that and went into the truth of the whole matter of what's going on the face of the earth today. Yeah. And I want to say this. In this, I found out something that the Spirit laid in my spirit to understand. I think I say that for last. Now, let us go to Proverbs. In the book of Proverbs, let's go to chapter 11, Proverbs 11 and 28. Let's go there. Now, this here message is speaking to people who tend to think that they are of the light. This tells the story of really who they represent. You know what the Father keeps saying to me every time I get on here? He said, but Deborah, everything reveals everybody. You think you just be talking. You know that light you pulling up out of darkness? It tells everybody who they really are. It identified them. So in a sense that we sitting around thinking that we waiting for the judgment, that the Father said the judgment is already in them. It is fully identified in them. And they can see the judgment. They know the judgment. They know who they are. It ain't waiting for heavens to tell them. They know already. And I'm like, sad how the people play the games. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 28. Let's see here what it says. He that trusts in his riches shall fall. But the righteous shall flourish as a branch. You see that? As a what? Branch. See, the branches is connected to the tree that has the roots. Yah is going to, the branches, which is the righteous, shall flourish as branches. So what's the deal with the first one? He that trusted in his riches shall fall. And when I read that, I said, well, Father, have not I been teaching that? Yes, you have. But there you go. There go a verse, a chapter in a verse in a chapter that you missed. And yes, I did. That's not one of my normal verse. Okay? So he said, he that trusts in his riches shall fall. But the righteous shall flourish as a branch. What the Father is saying, Deborah, you have been teaching how people is trusting up in the things for the flesh. Everything they have that they need to supply their daily flesh what it needs. That's that's where their trust is at. They depend on that. They trust in that. It's very hard to not trust in it. That's what he said. And to say that he that trusts in his riches, Deborah, shall fall. The reason why people can't labor, the reason why people can't work in the vineyard, the reason why people are not serving y'all is because they got too much. They don't feel they can come down that low where y'all is at. They got too much. What do you mean, Deborah? Too much is going for them in their fleshly life, to where they feel I have enough to take care of my daily, monthly, yearly, year's need. I don't need to come down that low to serve him. I don't need to come down there to labor. For what? I'm trusting in what I got and where I'm going with it. That's where my trust is at. And what did Sister Deborah teach y'all about that? Y'all didn't even know tribulation plays a big role in this. He's coming to try you by the fire. How do he try you by the fire? Take away those riches. That at one time you just thought you just had it all. You don't have to serve him. You can portray you serving him. You can pretend you serving him. But you're serving everything that's detached to your flesh and the pleasure of your flesh therein. So the Father wants this message to be dedicated to each and every one that tune in to this page to understand. He sees you. He knows you. Your trust is in what you have. And he said, and the righteous. See, the righteous don't trust, and he's not going to supply the righteous at a level where they leave the trust in Yah as righteous to trust in their daily needs. He's not going to lead them from righteous. A lot of people don't know nothing about that, Deborah. I know they don't. They'll never get it. But I tell you what he wants me to say is where he says, he that trusts in his riches shall, not might, not maybe, shall fall. Now, what people don't understand, he's not talking about the rich of the rich. Because they're going to trust in everything they got. But they trust in the riches, but guess what they trust in even more than the riches? They're evil. They love evil, y'all. They love evil at the highest. They love that power at the highest that goes with that evil. Ain't that what Yeshua wanted? Not Yeshua. Ain't that what Satan wanted? Power. That's the rich, like the trillionaires, the billionaires, the millionaires. That's what they like. But when he say riches, he's not talking about them. Even though they're going to fall as well. But he's talking about those who trust in their riches shall fall. Because people can trust in what they have to where they feel that, okay, I got what you don't have. And I trust I'm going to have this. and always have it. But the whole idea for perilous times and tribulation and men's hearts shall fail them is to take away what they have. I try to tell y'all that. And I know 99.1 trillion wouldn't think it could happen to them. It ain't that it's gonna, you have to think that it's gonna happen. It said it shall. It shall fall. So I'd rather have my spirit in lining with Yah than my materialistic things that I feel I don't need Yah for. You didn't go there, Deborah. Yes, I did. And I went all the way. And that's all right with me. So I look at that and I think, I said, well, Father, that's pretty deep. Let's go to Psalms 52 and verse 7. Let's go to Psalms 52, the book of Psalms, and 52 and verse 7. In the book of Psalms 52 and verse 7, it reads, Lo, this is the man that made not Yah his strength. What do you mean by that, Father Yah? Give it to him, Deborah. Don't procrastinate. Just give it to him. Notice that. Psalms 52 and 7. Lo, this is the man that made not Yah his strength. Why? Because he has enough and more than enough and abundantly that he don't need to make Yah his strength. That's sad, y'all. He don't need it. And I'm speaking of it sad because this is what also I've been on this devil platform teaching and preaching. I already know this ain't about moving nobody, getting the crooked to turn straight. This is about bringing light out of darkness in a different way. When I came from my trip, the Father said, I'm dealing with you different now, Deborah. We're going to bring that message out. And every message is a lot different than what I used to speak on. And it's more on top of what I have spoken on, if you really can grip where I'm coming from. Watch verse 7. Psalms 52 and verse 7. Lo, this is the man that made not Yah his strength. Because when you have everything you need, you are not going to make Yah your strength. You're going to trust in everything you have. And if you don't have anything, you have the finances to get and have everything you need. So you have no reason, none whatsoever, to make Yah your strength. So listen to this. But trust in the abundance of his riches. See, a lot of y'all think that riches mean billionaire, trillionaire, millionaire. No. That strength, Yah, his strength was not needing Yah to be his strength. He don't need Yah to be his strength. Because I got enough to, if anything, if I need to strength, I can pay for anything that I need, anything I want, anything that I don't have. Okay? But then it says here, but trust in the abundance of his riches and strengthen himself in his wickedness. A lot of people have no idea. That's what their riches is there for. And when we tell y'all something that's kind of really sad, because Solomon talked about it, he said, you better enjoy it, because that's your portion. Play it for all it's worth, because that's all you're going to get. What are you saying, Solomon? You was one of the richest. He wasn't the richest to where he did not need God. He was the rich that didn't care about what he had. He served God. That's what everybody don't understand about Solomon. Solomon labored in Yah. Solomon built Yah a temple. Solomon learned everything under the sun and taught us what we know. We can't say nothing about Solomon. That same thing about me. You can't say nothing about me. Baby, you're a different breed than I am. Deborah, tell him, girl. You're a different breed than I am. Sit down. So here in Psalms 52 and verse 7, it says, lo, this is the man that made not Yah his strength. And when I've been preaching that to you all have been getting it. Because whenever you have more than abundance, enough to supply yourself to where you feel my whole life is taken care of up until I pass away. That's not your strength, that's yours. And what you have in this world that make you feel that, hey, I don't need a move being bust for me. I got it made. You see? And then he said what? But trust in the abundance of his riches and strengthen himself in wickedness. Because that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. People go out buying what they don't need, investing in what they don't need to invest, giving to the world with no problem, making sure they have everything the world has to offer. This is what they use. And making sure that they get the best that they feel for their what? Flesh. And never sit down and say, wait a minute, am I deserving of this? Do I really deserve this, Father? Why me? They don't think like that. Why not me? They make themselves their own strength. It's called wickedness. So let's go to the next verse. It's called wickedness. Okay, now let's go to Psalms 23. No, I don't remember reading Psalms 23. Psalms 23. Let's just go there. I don't want to mess up because I know the Father. I was wanting to learn about the riches of Yah. And now he's giving me the riches because you know why? The riches of Yah don't need to come out of darkness. He just gave that to me. He said, Deborah. The riches of him don't need to come out of darkness. This riches is always in the light. Oh, really? Boy, he know how to tell me, don't he? That makes a lot of sense. So that's the topic I was going to talk about. He said, you don't need to bring that out of light. You know that. You know that already, Deborah. You know that. Okay, Psalms 23. Psalms 23 and verse 3. Let's start there. He restores my spirit. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow. I don't remember getting that. I don't remember going over that. 23rd. The shadow of, no, this is not. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, no, I know what it is. It's not Psalms 23. It's Proverbs 23. Okay. I'm like saying, well, that fit in. I can instantly know if it fit in because I go over it and I listen to the Holy Spirit break it down to me. And I'm like, wait a minute. So let's go back to 20 Proverbs. We're still in Proverbs 23 in verse 3. Proverbs 23 and verse 3 through 7. It reads, be not desire of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Okay, so don't desire his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich. And this rich is not what y'all think. Y'all might think billionaires, a trillion. No, that's not what he's talking about. Where you feel that you don't need Yah because you have everything you need. You done made what you have your strength. That's what he's talking about. Cease from thy own wisdom. There you go. Who is that own wisdom? your flesh. See, there's a spiritual wisdom and there's a flesh wisdom. Notice in verse 4, Proverbs 23 and verse 4, labor not to be rich. Okay, he's still talking to the flesh. Seek from thy own wisdom to the flesh. Because what happens is you can counteract every word I'm saying when you can use your own wisdom to override spirit and truth. And 99.9 will and shall do it. Your own wisdom you will use to override what is righteous. Now listen to what he said. 4, labor not, Deborah, to be rich. Deborah, you don't want to be rich. Meaning you don't want to have abundance. You don't want to have more than enough. You just want to have your daily need. Watch this here. But Deborah, you don't want to labor, Deborah, to be rich. He's letting you know you don't want to work to be rich. You don't want to get on here and be a YouTuber to be rich. You don't want to do nothing that's going to bring you abundance to where your strength is what you have stored in your flesh. Now watch this here. Cease from thy own wisdom. There go the flesh. Because that's what people do. I want a good job so I can be able to have all that I want, get all that I need. I won't be in need for nothing. Do y'all know that's the flesh talking? That's that wisdom of the flesh. I need to get everything I need. I need to get money. So I'm going to work so I can get all these things. So that's why I'm grateful for the way he's saying it, because I can break it down in the spiritual realm when he switched from labor not to be rich. Okay. Cease from thy own wisdom, because the wisdom of the flesh always forever needing and wanting. That's what he's trying to get you to see. There's no end. And when you get that which can give you everything in your flesh, now you have moved into your own wisdom, because now your strength is not in Yah. It's in what you have to get and take care of everything that you have. What do you need the Father for? He's not going to let you play both sides unless you're using it for the spiritual purpose of his side, first and foremost. That's where my computer cut off, because I went in talking about that. Makes a lot of sense, because I think about Peter, not only Peter, but the other apostles. When they went traveling, everywhere they go and was going, they took up funds for them so that they could travel, bringing the gospel of the Most High Yah, to the point where people were selling to bring to the altar. You see, he didn't have no power to give life and to take life. What happened to that wife and husband? Only himself didn't have the right to even on that level, on that level. But Yah did. Because it's the heart that the Father, and that heart is attached to that fleshly man. Where people think Yah is only measuring certain things that they say and do. Ooh. And what leads to? And Deborah, labor not to have everything. Labor to have everything, baby. Because labor to have everything, now you're in the territory of flesh. That's why he said wisdom. Lead not to your wisdom. Because now you in flesh. Your flesh will tell you entitled. You need this. You got this. If you ever have to get this, I can get this. I can get this. I can get this. I can get this. Where did you turn to Yah for anything? That's why tribulation poured up. That's why perilous times poured up. That's why men hearts are failing them. That's why all the chaos is in the land. Wait till he starts snatching everything from people. You wonder why the trillionaires, the millionaires, and the billionaires constantly are taking from the poor, making sure the poor don't have so that they can. You see the power in stripping everybody from what they have just so you can live the way that you want. They're detached to the power now. They're on power time. They know that the prophecies was that there's going to be those that's coming in power. And they're going to even make it even harder for those that's less fortunate. So they're on power time. They ain't on that rich time. They hadn't took everything from everybody. And they still take, and they're going to continue to take. But it's not because they need your wealth or your riches. They got enough, they ain't even live to see it. You see? Now they on that power time. You see? They trying to gain power. You know, they not trying to gain your riches. They took everything from you. They even got it lined up how they going to take everything else from you. So that's why he said perilous times and tribulation like no other time, because he got to get people where they mouth are lying. He got to get people to the level or where they can say, wait a minute, Father, forgive me. I have seen my strength to be my own. And what I have and what I got. I have seen my strength to be did. I have trust in everything. But he has to bring you there to get that mouth to confess that. If you are the righteous branches. It's sad that he has to do that. Because people would never turn in what y'all tell them to turn in. They would only turn in enough to keep them higher on the top. They would never come low and be obedient to what Yah is saying, because they have to keep themselves up high. That's what they trust in. Everything I have up high, I have to trust in that, because that's my belief. That's my, what he say? That's where I labor. I got to go into that form to make sure that I'm up here and not down here. That's why they won't give to the point where you give out of the voice of Yah, not out of the heart of your mind. They won't do that. They would never do that. You see, they would get away from every way that's possible and category it any and every way. They would throw in trash and crumbs just to keep them a distance. That's how the rich people do. They're ripping everybody off while they're at the highest. And they don't have no problem. They work for Satan. And people don't understand in this country and around the world are mini-me's. We can't talk about the wealthy, the billionaires, the trillionaires. People are mini-me's just like that. Even if they have just a certain amount, it don't have to even be riches. The Father is saying it's where their heart, Deborah, is, Deborah. See, they don't get when I say riches. I'm letting them know where their heart is. But see, they won't identify that. And they ain't going to line it up with it either. Oh, no. So here he says, where am I at? I'm in Proverbs 23 and verse 3. Verse 4, labor not to be rich, Deborah. Cease from thy own wisdom. Don't go into your flesh, desiring to be rich. Okay? That means desiring to have everything my flesh needs. Okay, watch this here. Will thou set thy eyes upon that which is not? For the riches certainly make themselves wings. That's it. You know what that means? Let me look at that. Look at it where it says, will thou set thy eyes? That means your flesh. You set your eyes upon that which is not. Your eyes, which is not. But guess what happened? You set your eyes to that which is not. For the riches certainly make themselves wings. Your money and what you have make you your eyes that have not, but the riches certainly make themselves wings. Going back to what I've been telling y'all. People think that what they have, this is saying they can fly anywhere. Even what they have not, they feel I got the wings, meaning the riches that I can fly anywhere. Praise the mighty God. Praise the mighty God. This is not, y'all, I want y'all to understand. This is just not the mind. It's the spirit of many. That's why I say, Father, can I fall out? Yeah, y'all. I'll be saying, hey, I said, Father, can I fall out? And I'm gonna be honest. I'll tell that to the Father quick. Father, can I fall out? For what, Deborah? This is dark on dark. You can't be falling out for the when dark is playing with dark. And what I mean fall out is because I told y'all, if I have to fall out when something is over my natural and my spirit word up and say, Father, turn around and come down. You think he won't? He's done it throughout my living. He'll come off his throne on my behalf. And he'll make it like it never was until it vanished right before my eyes. So if I say, Father, can I fall out? Can I fall out? Let's say this Noah well situation. I was in that and I was like, Father, should we all be uniting and praying against all this that's going on? They didn't kill. I'm going to tell y'all something y'all did not know. Since this young man, these Europeans, these white people with this level of hate has killed at least 25 young black men through the same technique. Since this young man case. That's why I said Judah is a six. A group of people. They can't see that. No, they talking about it, but they can't see how them wiring up and making the plan of what has taken place. They're showing you that the more you open your mouth, the more we're going to keep killing your young men. And they're doing it by great numbers. I'm going to do a video on it, though. It ain't going to like it's going to change. But what the Father is saying to me, you trying to ask me, can you fall out? If you fall out, cause you, Deborah, I'm coming. Please, no, yeah. Please, the most. But when you fall out because of all this darkness on your left and your right, fall out all you want. I'm not coming. I'm not coming. So this is the level of tribulation that I see it. In that tribulation at a level that I'm like saying, wait a minute, even if I see it, Father, no. This is dark on dark. So when I say that in verse 5, no, we in verse 5, Proverbs 23 and verse 5, will thou set thy eyes upon that which is not? Why would your eyes be set upon something that is not? But watch this here. Watch what it said. For the riches certainly make themselves wings. All because of what you got. You can set your eyes on what you have not. Listen to what it says. They fly away as eagles toward the heaven. They feel that the heavens is like, let me say it like you said. The sky is the limit. That's how they feel. People they feel, hey, the sky is the limit. That's why he's giving you that example that they can have not, but the riches would take them to the level of wings. They'll fly, there go the wings, away as an eagle toward heaven, letting you know the sky is their limit. The mind of the flesh And you think tribulation ain't coming to break that stuff out? Oh, yes, it is. Tribulation is coming to do just that. Now, these that are billionaires and all of them, you all never knew in the last more than 100 years, they've been building the city underneath because they thinking they going to override. They know he coming. And all of y'all running around here playing and testing him, saying, nah, he ain't coming till I do what I got to do. I got, everybody into that strength of themselves. And that's why I like this. This is really good. So let's go to verse. I like that. He said, and the eagle would go toward the heavens because they really believe, Deborah, the sky is the limit for them. All because of what they have. The voice of Yah just can't say something to them and they abide by it. The strength and the power they have within what they have and who they say that they are is their strength. That's what he means. It really locked in their own strength and call it Yah, but it's not. It's the flesh. It's the wisdom of the flesh. Now, what verse is this here? Okay, I go all the way down to 7. It says, eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye. Look at that. Don't eat their bread. Don't buy into it. They got an evil eye. Notice it's a one eye. Now, do y'all understand? Go back to verse 5. In Proverbs 23, verse 5, look at what it says. Will thou set thy eyes? You see? Ooh, Deborah, you finna go there with them people, ain't you? I'm going all the way, baby. When he said bring that light on out that darkness, Deborah. Don't cut short. Okay, verse 5. Will thou set thy eyes upon that which is not? Will your eyes, meaning your flesh, get what you don't have, but you will get it because your eyes is set? That's the flesh. Look at, you see the eyes with an S? You see that? That's your flesh desiring what it wants. Watch this here. Drop down to verse 6. Eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye. You see that one eye? You see, verse 5 says two eye, meaning flesh. Verse 6 means the spiritual eye is just as worse as the flesh eye. Be careful. Be not deceived. Was the message Yeshua HaMashiach left with his servants. Be not deceived. This is the question I always put before the Father. Why people don't hear you and obey what you say. I always say that. And it's not because they don't obey what he say. They don't have the spirit of him in them to do what he say do. That's this whole verse let you know that. This whole Proverbs 23 to 3, 4, 5 is 6. It's speaking of the flesh doing their own will. Watch this here. Verse 6. Eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye. You know what that evil eye is? Their spirit. Not only are their flesh eyes desiring what it wants and go after it, even when it don't need it, but still because the sky's the limit and I have the wings to fly to get whatever I want. But look at what verse 6 says. Eat thou not the bread of him that has an evil eye, neither desire his dainty meats, the things of his flesh, because his eye, which is his spirit. See, the first eye in 5 is his flesh, the two eyes. The second eye is its spirit is evil. You going there, Deborah? Yes, I've already been. I'm almost done. Verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, didn't I tell you? His heart thinking. Well, look here. So is he. Because this is what a lot of people do in the church, telling people to claim it and name it and claim it. Just name it. Put it in your mind and whatever you want, it's yours. Y'all gonna see to it. Just claim it and name it. You're going to claim it here and you're going to name it here and y'all going to bust open and give it to you. That's a lie from the pit of hell, honey. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Now listen to what it says in 7. For as he thinketh is his heart, in his heart, meaning in his mind, so is he. Watch this. Eat and drink, said he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. His heart is not with you, nor with Yah. So let him drink, let him eat, let him have everything that the flesh desires. Let their wings hit the heavens. The sky's the limit. Praise the Most High Yah. That is awesome. That is what you call awesome. Okay. The next one is, I like that. I love that. Now the next one is Matthew chapter 6. Ooh, that was nice. I like that, Father Yah. I like that, Father Yah. Father Yah. That Father Yah. Like that there. I can rumble with that one. I like that because I mean, these are verses that I've talked to you all the time about greed and not giving and so on. But you know what? The Father, when he told me when I come back, but you know what? When I was out of town, he was clamming on top of everything he had taught me. So when I'm back home, it's like I said, wait a minute now, Father, these are some of the things I taught. He said, let me tell you, let's climb on top. What does that mean? Bring more light out of that. You done brought light out, but we're going to brighten that thing up, Deborah. Let's brighten that up. How about that? How about that? Let's brighten that light up. Okay, so let's go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 to 21. Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 to 21. And just imagine, I'm going in thinking I'm going to, I said, Father, a message on what you gave me earlier, riches, how rich we that are in the spirit. And I end up on this level. You don't need to shine no light on the riches of those that's in the spirit. Deborah, greater is I that it is in you. That's riches all in itself. So you don't have to bring light out of that, baby. You don't have to bring light out of that. Those who are of spirit and truth and the light, they too. You don't have to bring light out of that. That's light in itself. Greater is he that is in thee that he that is in the world. I'm the richest that ever be. So I'm in you, so you don't need to bring that out. I spoke that way back. Many of my servants got killed from speaking the same thing. You don't need to bring that out. To a world like no other time. No, you don't need to bring that out. Bring that light out of all that darkness. People thinking they making a fool out of somebody. And on the one they think they making a fool out is me, Deborah. So let's bring that stuff out. Let's bring it on out. Come on with me. Let's rumble. Okay, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19. And it reads, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moth and rust do it corrupt, and where thieves break it through and steal. Verse 20, but lay up yourselves treasures in the heaven, where neither moth nor rust do it corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Now, people, all the things that we can lay up in the kingdom is spiritual. Okay? All of it is spiritual. Meaning, he's speaking to us in a realm of the spirit, letting us know to get our spirit right for the kingdom. You see? Try to get that stuff right. Don't be laying it up on the earth because, hey, we're all going to die. And you can't take it with you, baby. So why not lay up your treasures in the kingdom? So we know that the kingdom is all spirit. So what do? We now seek after the things that are spirit. Don't you have a spirit? Sure you do. Don't I have a spirit? Sure I do. Isn't the Father a spirit? Yes. And where do he abide? In us if we have the spirit. Seek that. Build up on that. Oh no. I got too much invested in this earth to be seeking the kingdom of heaven. Now what does it say? But lay up yourselves treasures in the heaven, where neither moth nor rust do it corrupt, neither thieves do not break through nor steal. Okay, verse 21. For where your treasures is, there will your heart be also. Your whole mind. Your whole mind. Where your true treasures are, that's where your heart is at. Do y'all know 99 times a billion ain't setting nothing up for the kingdom? They're not supporting the kingdom while serving on the earth. They're not investing in the kingdom. They ain't setting nothing up spiritual in the kingdom. So if you're not setting up anything spiritual in the kingdom, why do you come seeking spirit and truth and the light on the earth? Why are y'all looking for wisdom and knowledge and understanding? Yeah. Snap that thing, Deborah. See? You're looking for it. You're going to and fro. You're seeking. You're entertaining. You're eating. You're doing everything you possibly can. And then have the audacity to say, well, those things not spiritual. But why are you seeking it? Why are you seeking spiritual messages? Why are you seeking spirit and truth? Why are you seeking the light? Why seek that sort of thing if it's not spiritual? You see? You see how y'all messed up? It's okay that you messed up. You're not messed up from the level of the earth. You was messed up from the level of the heavens before you got down here. It's just that people are living like a hypocrite, thinking they pulling the wool over the Most High. Yeah. So this is why he gave me this message. He said, bring that one out. Because I'm like, well, wait a minute. That's rich. No. But he said, no, you don't need to bring that out. You already know you the richest of the rich on this earth. So what are you trying to do? You see? Why consider the rich of the rich? Because my labors, my work, my fruit is constantly dedicated for the things I cannot see, but yet I believe. The things I cannot see, but yet I work toward what I cannot see. I meditate. I pray. His message to give you to the things of the spirit that's rest in the kingdom. While on the earth. What are you doing? What are you doing? So in 21, it says, for where your treasures is, there will your heart be also. Yeah, that's a scary thing to even speak. That's a scary thing because it's telling you your fleshly heart, which is your mind, where that is at. And that is serving the things on the earth. And you think that y'all don't know which side you on. Let's drop into, it says 24, verse 24. Now, I don't even want to go that route because that's just something I also covered. So let's go into James chapter 5. The book of James, I'm almost done. And again, Father, y'all, I want to just thank you for, like you said, you clamming on top. What I already for. Don't tell me what my Father in the kingdom don't do. See, y'all don't know nothing about how he climb on top. See, I keep trying to tell you, and I ask y'all the question: how many of you all could say that you hear him every day, throughout the day, even if it's one time? He's speaking to you, and when he's speaking to you, is he telling you where's the works and the labor of what he's speaking into you and telling you? You see? The whole world says they're ready for the rapture. The whole world said they saved. That's why he has already separated everybody before they even got down here. So he said, let them claim it and name it all they want. It's already written, you're eternal. But what he shared with me since I've been out of town, he said, who they are is already in them. They already know what side they're on. And when I got here, he was telling me the level of hypocrites will play the role for all it's worth. Just as they can fake it and they can make it. That's all they're concerned about. So in James chapter 5, I don't know where I'm going, but I know these were the first 2 verses he gave me. James chapter 5, verse 1 to 5. These were the 2 first ones he gave me that threw me all the way off. And y'all probably can't see. No, y'all not going to see it. Where the yellows, these were the first 2 he gave me. And then he traveled me through the other verses. Okay, so the first 2 is what he was showing me. And I was like, but Father, I was trying to find a lesson on the riches of those that's rich from the kingdom. He said, we're finna bring light out of darkness. Those that are rich of the kingdom are already light. You don't need to bring it out of darkness because they ain't got no business in darkness. So how you going to bring the riches of the kingdom out of darkness? They ain't never found in darkness. So how you going to teach that message? Teach this thing. I thank you, Father. I just thank you. I'm telling you, he's a chastiser. Okay, James chapter 5, verse 1 through 5. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. I explained that to y'all. And see, a lot of people thinking, oh, the trillionaires are rich. When I think of people talking about Epstein them to the level of the billionaires, Elon Musk, I said, but Father, the people are identical to the way they are. Their ways, their actions are identical to the way they conduct themselves. So how can you be in the world talking about them when y'all know that those same ways are in conducting it? Who's is conducting it? Because your grandfather, your in the same thing that they blaming the trillionaires and millionaires. So everything they doing. The people are many me's on the earth and can't see it at all. So let's go to James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. This is what is actually is connected to tribulation. Now, what y'all do not know is y'all got an end. We're in that day. But there is an end where he's going to deal with God and Magog. He's going to deal with those that over in the Middle East. He's going to deal with the United Snakes of America. So what y'all don't understand. Y'all got it set up from the floor up, the end of things. That's why I said people be careful when you're talking about the beginning and the end. If you really do the search in y'all's end, baby, tribulation, perilous time, men hearts shall fail them, ain't got nothing on his end, baby. The end is where he coming in like fierce with his own self. Oh, yes. That's why the United States gonna go down the way it's going down. He's coming in at full force. He ain't sending the Messiah. Coming himself to do that. Okay? So here he's telling you, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you, because that's going to have to come. Y'all, you can't continue to live in your own strength of your flesh, your own wisdom of your flesh, the only mindset of your flesh, because you have everything you need from A to Z. Y'all going to tap into that. What you have is no different than what them billionaires are having to feel that they ain't in need for nothing. Let me do everything against what y'all stand for. People don't even know they doing the same thing, because they have put their strength and their trust in what they have. Now watch this here. Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are molten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. See? So when if I put this before Yah, he will show me that he's talking not just to the billionaires and the trillionaires and the millionaires. He knows who he's talking to, and they know who he's talking to. But for everybody that falls under this category of having the flesh at a level of it need for nothing. So then you don't need the Most High Yah. Your treasures are on the earth, in here, and in here is where your treasures reside. So he says here, ye have, in verse 3, ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Watch this here. For the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields. The laborers who have reaped, who have, what did he say? Hires of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, by crying, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered unto the ear of the Most High. You see? So Yah is not only saying that this world has ye have reaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the labors. So it's let me know those who are laboring. I'm thinking in this world have reaped down your fields. In a sense, those who was hired to do the labor, which is of you, kept back by fraud, quiet and cries of them which have reaped, or enter into the ears of, it says the ears of Yah. Now that can't be the ears into the ear of Yah. Okay. And verse 5, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanted. You ain't gonna want for nothing. Want to have been wanted. Ye have nourished your heart as in the days of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you. Okay, so these are individuals, I would say, those that billionaires and trillionaires who have got more than they could ever ask for, and they start to use fraud and rob and take from those that are laboring. It sounds as if, let me say an example of the suffering and the patience. Okay, it says the example of the suffering and the patience of individual that's constantly working in this society, trying to make ends meet. And then there are those who are rich in this world that uses them to keep the world going, and their study taken from them, and they keep, and even and they are not in want for anything, but they keep taking from everybody who are in need so that they won't have anything. And he's letting them know, I'm coming for you. Okay. And I like that because he's letting you see it on the other end, which is where people are out here laboring in the world. And then you thinking because you have it all and you got it made and you rich and you gold and silver and everything. That's those who are billionaires and trillionaires who just think that's the way it's going to be, and ain't nobody going to be doing nothing about it because we've been doing it since the beginning. See, they done it for so many years. It doesn't move them that he's coming for them. It doesn't move them that the Father has already heard their cries before even this day. He heard it before the foundation of the world. Did he know it? Okay, so he's just showing you here on that end, I'm going to deal with them, the world, that same way. Because when it all said and done, it's still identical. The way it is in the world, how he heard the world cry of those who had silver and gold and rich and won't and in need for nothing in those days, I'm coming for you, because you took everything from those who were laboring to make you get to what you got. I'm coming for you. I like that. So that's a beautiful one there. That's a very powerful message he's just sending to the world. I'm coming for you too. That's beautiful. So let's go to John, 1 John chapter 3. That's a really good one. That's a good, because she's showing you on the other hand. See, what is showing me also that the Father is non-tolerant to this nonsense about people feeling that they are better than other people. That's why I try to tell people, if you're about righteous, you got to drop this racist mess. If you're about righteous and just, you got to drop this hate in this race mess. But people's heart are so geared to where their forefathers have always lived like this, and they ain't dropping it, not even for the Most High Yah, to be righteous and just in his eyes. And then they would think that, hey, I can hold a relationship with Yah and just tell him how I feel, and he ain't going for that. Because there's no actions toward your word. See, Yah ain't about you thinking that you can come to him and commune with him and you and him got a relationship. He ain't never been like that, because he's checking you from your heart in the spirit realm, not from your mouth thinking that I hold a relationship with him and me and him cool. No, he ain't going for that. And I think that's a line of trying to manipulate the Most High Yah, that you can have a relationship with him. And still and all, no matter what nobody say, y'all some fools. Y'all some fools. You're born a fool, you're going to live a fool, and you're going to die a fool. And you're going to go to the place where the foolish shall burn eternal. Okay? So now we go to 1 John chapter 3 and verse 17. In 1 John chapter 3 and verse 17, he says, but whosoever has this world's goods and seeth his brother have need, and this is another one showing you in the world. Oh yes, this is another one. So what makes y'all think that he ain't gonna deal with it on that same level in the spirit? Do that make any sense? Just like that same level in James chapter 5 verse 1 through 5, it's the same level he's gonna deal with in the spirit realm. See, y'all ain't getting away with nothing. He doesn't care about how you lead into your own wisdom and your own knowledge and your own understanding. He don't care about your own precept and your own line, your own belief. People fail to realize this ain't the way y'all orchestrated this stuff. It ain't make nobody pride to the point where they think y'all gonna bend over backwards to allow them to enter in another way. This is why I say, what white people, they have this thing, we white, so we right. First and foremost, they is ignorant as black people claiming black. They claiming white. For all the wrong reason, they're pale and pink. More than anything. Claim pink. Oh, they ain't gonna claim that. Oh. But they can title you black. Then you something wrong with you. You claim it. So here in 1 John chapter 3 and verse 17, it reads, but whosoever have this world's good and seeth his brother have need, and shut up his bowels of compassion from him, from him. How dwelleth the give and gave of Yah in him? You see the question mark? Yah don't live in him. But he's showing you, brother. You see he's in need. And you shut up your bowels of compassion. How dwelleth the give and gave of Yah in you? Then verse 18. My little children, let us not give and gave in words. Neither in tongue. Don't do it. Because that's what we do. We think that it's about how we can give based on what we say, which is words, and how our tongue can be sharp as a whip and say sharp things. See, really, people, honestly, you can get an intelligent person that knows how to talk really well, really well. And this is what this is saying. Listen to verse 18. My little children, let not give and gave in words. He only talking to his. Don't you do that. That's what he said. Don't you do it. What is he telling them, Deborah, to not do in word? Neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. In deed and in truth. Don't let your mouth overweigh your rear end. Because people tend to think that that's all it takes for me what I say. And he's saying to those that are my little ones, be let not your words, neither your tongue. That means don't let your speech be what you give people. Don't let your speech. Do it, be in deed and in truth. In deed and in truth. Praise the mighty Yah. Because if your brother in need and you shut up your bowels of compassion, right then he wants you to know they don't represent me now, Deborah. Tell them that. Make sure you show them that. That's not of me. And then he turned around and said, my little children, let us not do what you just heard. They would do things in the world. Let us not give and gave in the word, neither in the tongue. Don't think your tongue and your word out of your tongue can satisfy or give when people need. So he said you can't compare that with your words in your tongue versus your deed. Is it the deed? Yeah, deed in trust and in truth. They have to match. They have to come hand in hand. So don't let your mouth overload, because that's what people think. Because what is in their heart comes out of their mouth. And he's telling you, when you the little children, we ain't gonna have it. Let the deed and the truth be what you give and what you do. You see? Now, the last verse is Proverbs 16 and verse 8. I saved that one for last. Proverbs 16 and verse 8. And I am out. Proverbs 16 and verse 8. How many minutes? Okay, I went all over. I didn't want to go that far. Proverbs 16 and verse 8. Oh, man. Proverbs 16 and verse 8. Let's see what that says. Proverbs 16 and verse 8. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenue without right. Proverbs 16 and verse 8. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenue without righteousness. Why? Because most of the time, those that have, they ain't gonna have no righteous in them. Because righteous speaks louder than your words. It's the actions that speaks for Yah out of one. And people are not going to hear Yah over their own heart. They're not going to do that. They got to stick with this, because this is what controls the mind of the flesh. So they ain't going to step in the realm of the spirit and be obedient to what the spirit says, because they ain't going to give the spirit the authority to say anything outside of what they want to do. Okay, so Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of that. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to title it, but I will put a title to it. But it is a message I'm so glad that the Father, wait a minute. He brought me to that level. Oh, wait a minute. I missed one. Yeah, I missed one. First Timothy. And that's definitely highlighted. How did I? First Timothy, First Timothy chapter 6. First Timothy chapter 6. From that one. First Timothy chapter 6. First Timothy chapter 6 and verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living Yah, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. See, but listen to what it says. Let's go back. This is what Solomon was saying. If you got it, enjoy it, because it's the portion that Yah has given you, but it can't override him. Listen to what it says. First Timothy chapter 17. No, chapter 6. First Timothy chapter 6 and verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, okay, nor trust in uncertain riches. But in the living Yah is where your trust is, okay? Who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Everything that Yah give us richly is for all things to enjoy. You see? But what does he say at the beginning? Charge them that are rich in the world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in their uncertain riches. Because people tend to take everything they have and put it at a level of where they trust in what they have and not so much as in Yah. And it's a known fact. All people have to do is look within themselves. You can easily make Sister Deborah a lie, but the truth gonna always stand in the light. So what does it say? And then the next verse was 19. Now in 19 it says, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come. Now I might as well go down to 18. Let me go on down to 18. Let me start from 17 to 19, and that'll be it. First Timothy chapter 6, 17 through 19. There's no need in skipping 18. Charge them that are rich in this world, okay, that they be not high-minded. Easily, they can be that. Nor trust in uncertain riches. That's another thing that they can be, that they do, okay? But in the living Yah, that's where your trust needs to be, in Yah, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. That's what Yah does. He gives us, and one would wonder, how did the rich get rich and the poor be poor? Y'all really don't understand what is under the sun. Y'all didn't measure everything out to everybody. And guess what it really determined? Your heart. Why wouldn't the trillionaire pay off the debt here? The trillionaire that's from this country, why wouldn't they pay off the debt here that this country has? You see? You're not going to get that to be. So then it says in verse 18 that they do good, that they be rich in good works. They ain't going to do that. They're not going to do that. Ready to distribute willingly to the community, to communicate. Willing to communicate. Ready to distribute, willing to communicate. Laying up in storage, 19, in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come. That's what everybody doing. Laying up for the time to come. And y'all don't have no problem with that. He said, enjoy it. It's just when he come. If you done laid up to take care of yourself, don't look for him to take care of you when you get into this tribulation and it start to burn your tail up. Okay? Because the all the things that's supposed to happen. Trust in what you done laid up. Okay? Listen to what it says. Laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay a hold of eternal life. You see that? That's the mindset. Now, why did it do that? Why did it say that? What is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17 to 19? At first it says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded. So it's never saying to them that it's about them. It's telling them don't have the wrong mind. Don't have the wrong mind. That's why 19 pulled up, because when you have that wrong mind, you laying up in store for themselves good foundations against the time to come, that they may lay a hold of on eternal life. You're not going to gain it, baby. People who are building up on the earth, thinking that cause they trust in what they have is their strength. There's no going to be no eternal life for you. But look what he said. He said in verse 9, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay a hold on eternal life. You see how messed up the mind is when it has more than enough? It tends to not lean to that which is righteous. If he gave it to you, enjoy it. But they don't have the sense to enjoy it by righteous. They got to enjoy it by unrighteous, because they then begin to make it their strength. And when they make it their strength, they have turned it over to be their God. They serve it instead. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. And I say unto you that I thank the Most High for that, because I wasn't planning on staying an hour and 22. And this was a message from him to me to give this evening. So I'm going to post it. I don't know on what date, but I will be posting this message. And I hope you got something out of it. And Sister Deborah says, shalom and shalom.